Today I will start with controlled rectifiers. Controlled rectifiers means by controlling the angle of conduction of the SCR, we can control the output voltage of the rectifier. By varying firing angle, the output voltage can be varied. The firing angle can be defined as the angle between the instant thyristor would conduct if it were a diode and the instant it is triggered. You can see it in the figure. You can see this is the input voltage waveform. The input voltage waveform starts from omega t equal to 0 and it's fired, the SCR is fired at an angle alpha from the 0 value. Now this is the circuit. The V is equal to Vm sin omega t is the input voltage. You can see a rectifying diode, that is a controlled rectifier, that is placed in series with the source. A load is placed in series with the combination. Now I told you that this is V is equal to Vm sin omega t is the input voltage, and the thyristor is triggered at an angle alpha in the positive half cycle, because in the positive half cycle, as you see, since it is a rectifier, a forward voltage or a forward biasing will appear across the rectifier only during the positive half cycle. So as this gate pulse is applied, the thyristor turns on and the voltage across the thyristor becomes 0. When the thyristor is not conducting, the input voltage will come across the thyristor. That is what we are seeing here. You can see the input voltage appears across the thyristor when it is not conducting. At this instant, omega t is equal to alpha, the thyristor conducts, the voltage comes to 0. And in the negative half cycle also, since the thyristor is reverse biased, it is not conducting, it turns off and the input voltage comes across the thyristor. In the positive half cycle, until it is fired, it is turned off. It is off, it is in the off condition, and the input voltage comes across the thyristor. And during the positive half cycle, in the next positive half cycle, a gate trigger is applied and an angle alpha from this 2 pi, or at an angle 2 pi plus alpha, and at that instant thyristor turns on. So the voltage across the thyristor is 0. It's like a closed switch. And after that 3 pi, the voltage reverses. So a negative voltage or reverse bias appears across the thyristor. So it turns off and the input voltage comes across the thyristor. And you can see that the output voltage, that is the voltage across the resistor, the load resistor, that is equal to the source voltage from omega t is equal to alpha, because at this point the thyristor turns on and the full voltage appears across the resistor, that is the load resistor. Since the voltage across this one is 0, the all voltage appears across the resistor. And in the negative half cycle and in the positive half cycle, until it is fired, the voltage across the load is equal to 0, because the thyristor is in off condition. And at omega t is equal to 2 pi plus alpha, again we are getting the thyristor is getting a triggering, it turns on, and once it is turned on, the voltage appears across the load. And this one is the voltage, current waveform. Since it is a resistive load, the current starts from the instant where it is fired. When there is a voltage across the load, there is a current in the load, and it comes to 0 at the instant when the voltage becomes 0, because it is a resistive load. In the next positive half cycle also, you can see whenever there is a voltage, there is a current, and voltage and current are in phase because it is a resistive load. That is all about the waveforms of single phase half wave rectifier circuit with resistive load. Single phase half wave rectifier circuit means the input is single phase supply and it is a half wave rectifier circuit. Only in the positive half cycle we are getting the output. So it is called a half wave rectifier circuit with resistive load. Now coming to the explanation that I did it already. Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t, and it will conduct only when the anode voltage is positive and the gate signal is applied. At some delay angle alpha, positive gate signal applied between the gate and the cathode turns on the SCR. Then full supply voltage comes across the load. Then as it is fired, the voltage across the load rises from 0 to the source voltage Vs. Thyristor remains on from alpha to pi. Then in the next cycle 2 pi plus alpha to 3 pi, etc. During this interval, voltage across the thyristor is equal to 0. When it is conducting, it is equal to 0. Then current is 0 from pi to 2 pi plus alpha. That is when the thyristor is in the off condition. Pi to 2 pi plus alpha, then 3 pi to 4 pi plus alpha, etc. The thyristor will be in the off condition. When the thyristor is off, the current will be 0. During this interval, voltage across the thyristor has the wave shape of supply voltage. That is, it is like an open switch. All the voltage will come across the switch since there is no current in the circuit. Now coming to the average value of the voltage across the load. We know that the output voltage, you can see here, it is from alpha to pi. It is there from alpha to pi, and its equation is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. And when we are taking the average, we have to take one full cycle. That is, one full cycle. It repeats in every 2 pi. The waveform repeats in every 2 pi. So we are taking the base as 2 pi. You can see that 1 by 2 pi integral. The voltage Vm sin omega t is there in the interval alpha to pi. So alpha to pi Vm sin omega t d omega t. That can be derived as, I'll show. Average voltage V0 is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral alpha to pi Vm sin omega t d omega t, which is equal to Vm by 2 pi sin omega t. The integral is minus cos omega t, and that is in the range alpha to pi. So you can apply the limits. Vm by 2 pi cos pi minus cos alpha, which is equal to Vm by 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha. This is the average voltage across the load. Now coming to the maximum value of the average voltage. When will you get a maximum value of average voltage? As you can see, if this value of alpha is equal to 0, the output voltage will start from here itself. This voltage will start from here itself, isn't it? So you can say that when alpha equal to 0, we will get maximum voltage. That's what we can do here. When we are putting this alpha equal to 0, cos 0, 1, that is 1 plus 1, 2. So 2 gets cancelled and this will become Vm by pi. The maximum value of the average output voltage occurs at alpha equal to 0. So putting that value in the equation, Vm by 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha, we will get V average maximum Vom is equal to Vm by 2 pi into 1 plus 1, 2. 2 gets cancelled and it is equal to Vm by pi. And the average value of the load current, that can be found as the average value of the output voltage divided by the resistance. Because in the load there is only one resistance. So that is equal to Vm by 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha, that is V0, divided by R. That is equal to Vm by 2 pi R into 1 plus cos alpha. Now coming to the average value of the voltage. RMS value of voltage can be found as, what is the equation? Vrms is equal to root of, we know the base is 2 pi, so 1 by 2 pi integral alpha to pi. We will take the square of the instantaneous voltage, Vm sin omega t square, that is equal to Vm square sin square omega t d omega t, that is equal to root of 1 by 2 pi Vm square by 2 pi. Vm square can be taken outside. Vm square by 2 pi into integral alpha to pi. Sin square omega t can be written as cos 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 d omega t. Now this 2 also can be taken out. That I am taking Vm square by 4 outside. That will become Vm by 2. If pi is taken out, Vm by 2 root pi. And in the root alpha to integral alpha to pi 1 minus cos 2 omega t d omega t. That will become Vm by 2 root pi root of, then when we are integrating 1 we will get omega t minus when we are integrating cos 2 omega t, that will become sin 2 omega t by 2 in the interval alpha to pi. When you are substituting this alpha and pi, then you will get the equation as Vm by 2 root pi into omega t. When you are substituting pi and alpha, it will become pi minus alpha. Then 1 by 2 into sin 2 pi minus sin 2 alpha. Sin 2 pi is 1, so you will get half into sin 2 alpha. That is the equation. Then the value of RMS current is equal to the RMS value of voltage divided by R. This divided by R. You can put R here, then that will be the value of the RMS current. Thank you.